want to thank the strong and brave who came over today. My name is Jennifer Mann. I am an attorney here in Atlanta, but I've retired now since 2016. I was a public defender in DeKalb County for 27 years. I am currently a magistrate judge in Gwinnett County. I've been doing that since 2001. Since I retired, I also became a municipal court judge in in Chamblee and Wilbur. I was trying to think of my local municipality, but Chamblee and Wilbur. I've been involved in mock trial since 1991. I've been the state head of it for the state, and now I'm sort of on the downside. I started the court reporting program about 3 years ago because I really thought it would be important to include court reporting students. How many here are familiar with high school mock trial? Okay. Essentially what high school mock trial is, for those of you who are listening from the safety and security of your computer, high school mock trial is a program that is for high school students. We also have homeschool students, so it's just not your traditional high school. We also have homeschool students. And we've even had teams from the RYDC, which is the Regional Youth Detention Center. So we've had teams from all over the state participate. These students put on a trial. You're given a problem. It alternates year to year between a criminal case and a civil case. And they portray the witnesses and the lawyers, and we also have timekeepers. Some of the lawyers are some of the students are timekeepers. Those are usually the shy ones who want to participate but don't really know what's going on. They like to be part of the team. And then usually we've had timekeepers progress up into the roles of attorneys. The students are just quite amazing. But it's a set problem. We, at the state level, write the problem. Georgia is pretty advanced in the mock trial program. We're one of the few states that write our own problems every year. A lot of times we have other states who will take our problems, adapt them to their state, and use them. So Georgia is really a leader in the mock trial arena. I'd also like to brag that we've won 3 national competitions. So when Georgia fields a team, it's a team to watch. We usually routinely do very, very well at the national level. But that is what high school mock trial is. Now, the question you all might be asking yourselves right now is, that's fine and good, but how can mock trial help me? Well, mock trial will help you because it'll get you into a courtroom. It'll get you before real-life judges, real-life attorneys. We have attorneys from throughout the state. I think in last year we had 103 teams participate. Now we're at the state competition, which is next weekend. For various reasons, I dropped the ball. There were some things going on in my life that unfortunately I was not able to get here after the new year to talk to everybody and try to recruit you all for the state competition. So what we're doing now is trying to recruit for the national competition, which is in May, and it's going to be in Athens. If you are, however, interested in participating in the state competition next weekend, let me know. I'll get you a copy of the problem. We can get you all set up. But the good thing for mock trial for court reporters, as I said, it gets you in there, and a lot of it is just the fear factor. It gets you in front of them. It will enable you to see how a courtroom works, how the judges, what really they do, what the lawyers do, what the jurors do, things of that nature. So it really is helpful for you in that way. The chairman of the high school mock trial committee is Judge Stephen Dillard, who is on the Court of Appeals, and he is also the chairman, and I have to write this down because I can't remember, he's the chairman of the Court Reporters Matters Committee of the Georgia Judicial Council. And that committee, the General Assembly, established the Board of Court Reporting to ensure the integrity and competency of the court reporting practice. The board establishes and enforces standards that govern court reporters and provides a forum for the exchange of ideas and educational services. It is composed of 5 certified court reporters, 2 attorney representatives from bar of Georgia, and 2 representatives from the judiciary, one from state court and one from superior court judge, from the superior court. And the court reporter matters committee is part of the Georgia Judicial Council. So there is something that governs you all, and the judges are involved in it, and it just so happens to the chairman of our committee is Judge Dillard, who is the head of that committee. So networking. That always helps when you know the judge who is in charge of the committee. Of course, the most basic level things would be contact. You are going to meet people. I strongly suggested in years past that do you all have business cards or just cards with your contact information, or am I dating myself and that's not how it's done? Okay.
We don't have those. We don't have those yet.
Oh, don't have those yet. Well, quick, somehow get something together that will have your name, your phone number, your email, however you want to be contacted, and pass them out. There are lawyers there who are always looking for court reporters. Most of the lawyers there are in private practice. They'll need a court reporter for a deposition or to go to court with them, in case they don't want to bother with trying to get one through the courts. They want to bring their own court reporter. It's a great way to make contact, so I would strongly suggest that you take advantage of it that way. As I said, it's practical experience in the courtroom. From years past, one thing that I've heard as feedback from the court reporting students who attended is the way that they are taught exhibits are introduced into evidence is totally different than how it happens in court. In court, we go by what's called the federal rules of evidence. There's a certain procedure there's a certain step 1, step 2, step 3 that lawyers and these students have to follow to get a document entered into an exhibit. And reporting students in the past have said, oh, that's not how we learned it. I'm like, well, I don't know how you're learning it, but the federal rules, which go throughout the country, that's how you do it. So that's something else that you'll learn as far as that goes, and that will be very, very helpful. We have in the past done court reporter evaluations, and I know that the topics that we have hit on before would be professionalism, attire, voice. Can you hear, if you were doing the voice recording, they are very concerned about whether or not we can hear you, because that's supposedly criteria. You're not supposed to be able to hear the court reporter, and am I a distraction? So we are definitely able to help give you feedback on those aspects. If Brown wanted to draft some sort of an evaluation that you would like us to present to the judges and the participants to evaluate and critique the student reporters, we would be more than welcome to do that. This is really in the developmental stage. It doesn't make sense for you all to participate if you're not getting something out of it. So if there are things that we can do to help you, let us know, and we are very, very open to doing that. The best thing that is an incentive for you all to participate is nobody's going to ask you for a transcript. Nobody's going to ask you to read anything back into the record. Okay? So, in the past, I've had students who have approached me and say, well, I'm not proficient enough, I just started, things of that nature. That's what I would love. I would love to have, it's your first week at Brown, come on over and help us over at mock trial, because it'll give you an idea and a perspective, like, oh, okay, this is how a trial works. So when, it's not if, because it's when, you get totally lost, and you're typing, and you're just going, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I hope I look okay. You just do it, and then jump back in whenever you're ready to jump back in. Nobody's there to grade you. No one's there to grade you. Nobody wants to get a transcript or anything like that. It's totally for your benefit. And it gives our students exposure to court reporting. As I said, we've done this in the past. The first year we did it was in 2015. We had 4 people. In 2016, we had 10 people sign up and only 4 people showed. And then last year, we had 13 people sign up and 13 people appear. And I think the bonus for that was perhaps because both Mark and Julie wanted to present and came and were present and sort of facilitated things on that end. And I have got a lot of good feedback from the surveys from last year about what was missing and how we can work together more so. But I really feel that those students, if they're still here, that would be your best source to go to on how they liked it. But they all gave pretty positive reviews and very good constructive criticism. So let's see. So how can you all help us? As I said, you will be giving exposure to our students about we can't go, courts can't function without a court reporter. You can't have courts without a court reporter. And it exposes the students to that very idea that, and you know what, maybe they don't want to be a lawyer, maybe they want to become a court reporter. Maybe that's a way that they want to get involved in the court process. So it's also exposure to your profession that gives our high school students as well. They would also understand your role as the keeper of exhibits and become comfortable in your presence. I think I said this before the tape started rolling, is that when I was a young lawyer, the court reporters pretty much schooled me and told me what I was supposed to do and what I wasn't supposed to do, and actually sometimes where to stand because I would get in their way. They had to be able to keep an eye on whoever was speaking, and I was in their way. So it really does help to have you all there. And the best thing is with the presence of the court reporters, it really is an authentic experience because you just have not just the litigants, but you have the staff, which is the court reporters. So it's really beneficial for both of us. There are many ways to participate, but unfortunately at this late stage, and again, it's all my fault, there is the state competition, which is next Saturday in Athens. It's one day. If you are interested, let me know, and I'll follow up with how you can more details as far as that goes. But what we're aiming for right now is the national competition, which will be May 15th through the 17th. Let's see. And there will be 2 rounds. There will be 2 rounds on the 15th, 2 rounds on the 16th. We are planning on having 43 states represented, 2 territories, which is usually Guam and I can never pronounce it correctly, the Mariana Islands, and then a team comes in from South Korea. And the South Korean students will just blow your mind. English is their second language, and they're proficient in the American legal system. It's just absolutely amazing. So we will have a need for approximately, I added it up, 92 court reporters. So you can, and that's assuming you just do 1 round. So there are 4 rounds plus the final. If you want to sign up to do the final round, that's perfectly fine too. But if you wanted to sign up for like a round in the morning and a round in the afternoon, that's fine, and just do 1 day. If you want to do all 4 rounds, that's fine as well. But we will have, attorneys, coaches are a lot of the coaches are also attorneys. Parents of these students, a lot of the parents of these students are lawyers themselves, so there is a lot of way to network. If you're thinking about, maybe not making it land in your home, but you are traveling to another state, and you can make contacts that way too, because as I said, we have from California to New York, we have them all, and then of course South Korea, Guam, and the Mariana Islands. The problem will go online for everybody in the country on April 1st. We will give you all access to that. You would just download the problem straight onto your laptop. I understand that for those who do the machine, it takes a while to put the names, like the witness names and things of that nature in your dictionary, the legal terms in your dictionary. It's my understanding that as time goes on, your dictionary builds and builds and builds. So, from April 1st until May, that should hopefully give you all enough time to get all that information that you need into your machine. I have absolutely no problem between April 1st and the competition. If enough people are interested in doing this, coming back this table and just hashing out even, you know, more details, you know, or more specific questions that you may have. I have no problem doing that. As I said, I'm tired, so, you know, I really believe in this program. So before I handed it off to the younger lawyer, I kind of want to make sure that you all are comfortable and eager and willing to participate.
Where are the finals? Athens or here?
It's in Athens.
Okay.
Yeah. We're doing the state finals in Athens this year as a dry run for the nationals. One thing, the final round will be in the law school mock trial courtroom. We have a courtroom in the law school. That's where I went to law school. We have a courtroom there, and it's kind of like a Supreme Court. It's, you know, it's the Big Bang, and that's where the final competition will be. It's really impressive. But the other rounds will be in the Classic Center, which one thing that I'm going to need to know is, you know, this is a detail we can hash out later, is what do you all need from us, because it's not going to be a traditional courtroom. How do you power up your machines? I don't even know if that's the right way to say it. Do you need extension cords? Do you need power strips? What is it that you need us to provide for you to help, you know, what you're doing? Another thing, I heard you speaking earlier about, you know, how you just have everything packed and ready to go because you don't know what else you need. One woman in a previous competition brings her own chair because she likes to make sure she has the chair that's comfortable for her. I did not even dawn on me until I started speaking and getting feedback from the students that there's a big difference if a chair has arms or not. Never knew that. See, I never knew that. That's why you need to educate me, and I will try to do. I don't want you to bring a chair with you if you can help it, but that woman seems to have her own chair. But you know, anything like that that we don't even think of. And it sounds bad, and I don't mean it this way, but most of the time nobody even realizes the court reporter is there. They're the silent witness. But really, that's how it should be, right? We shouldn't, you know, except that we're friends, you know, you get to be friends with the court reporters in your courtroom, but, you know, on the whole, people don't realize that you're there, but you're nobody can start without you. That's just the thing. You know, the judge can't even come on the bench without you all there. So, even though you're silent, you need to let us know what it is that you need from us so that we can help you. The day of the competition, we'll have breakfast for you. Normally what happens is you will report to where the lawyers and everybody report, the judges report, and we will take you immediately to the courtroom that you're going to be in so that you can set up. This was something that was trial and error as well, because at first we had the court reporter go in with the judge and the rest of the judging panel, but it took them time to set up and do all of that kind of thing. So then we realized, that's what I'm saying, it's trial and error. So now we realize that as soon as the court reporter appears, we already have you assigned to a courtroom. It was me who was doing it. I was escorting you to your courtroom, making sure you had everything that you needed, showed you where the bathrooms were, you know, got you water if you needed any kind of water or anything like that. Then what happens is the students will come in. And this is something we cannot control ahead of time. We can give you the problem, and you can read the problem and have all the information in your machine, but we don't know who's going to be there, what students. So the students are instructed to give you a roster with their names, the characters, you know, like lawyer 1 will be doing, let's say Jane Doe will be doing the direct of witness 1 and the cross of witness 2. And they'll give you that, so you will have the names of all of the witnesses and what student is portraying them. And then however you all put it in your machines is how you would put it in your machine. But you would have that roster. That would give you enough time to get the roster, you know, do what you need to do with it. You would then, after the judge excuses the lawyers to go into the jury deliberation room to start their scoring, that is when you all would be excused. Depending on how many rounds you signed up for, there's probably, we feed you a lot, there'll be lunch, and then what I did at the state competition last year was asked you to meet me back in the jury assembly room and had lunch and sort of debriefed and talked about how was it, what was your experiences, good or bad. I think also, I'm not sure I was gonna ask Julie today, but she wasn't here today. It was my understanding that, Julie and Mark last year after, during the round would speak with the students. So I didn't know about that. So that'd be something we'd have to work out, between us to find out how it was. Most of them, it was a positive experience. They were amazed that these were just high school students. But we're really proud of our program, and I desperately think that you all are vital and would please beg you to come and participate. I think that it will be something that you all will really enjoy, and maybe get a job. Never know, make some contacts. But that's pretty much my plea to you all. Do you all have any questions or anything?
Yes, at the national level, you're not also requiring the court reporter to read back?
Nothing. No, you never have to read a thing. No.
Just one
You can make
present.
your grocery list if you've gotten to. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, we will instruct the students that we have court reporting students. And actually what I asked the presiding judge to do is when they ask the lawyers who are scoring them, they sit in the jury panel, to stand up and introduce themselves. We also then introduce the court reporter and say she also is a student at Brown College of Court Reporting. She's here for you. She is not here to read back anything or anything like that. But yeah, we introduce you as a student and warn them not to do that.
Okay, and then.
And if they do, say yes, that'll be $2 a page. And then you never hear from them again.
Okay, and usually if you have a court reporter student on your national day, how long are you wanting that court reporter to be present? The time period is, I would give yourself 3 hours. 3 hours,
Because
okay.
the trial is timed, like opening statements are 6 minutes each, crossing, so it winds up when you add objections and getting in and out, give yourself a 3-hour block.
Okay.
2 to 3. Minimum 2. But if you're coming all the way up to Athens, you might want to stay all day. And then, because Athens is kind of cool down. Anybody else have any questions?
A little bit about,
No.
Okay, a little bit about the program.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I was in Florida, and my oldest.
Florida always schools in the team.
Yes, my son was in the teen court program.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
I'm
It's
not.
similar to the high school. And these were and what happened is kids that got into trouble while in high school, were actually recommended from the judge to go into the teen court program. And the teens would judge them based on what happened. They would make recommendations. You had attorneys, you had the judges, you had attorneys come in, sit in as the judge. You had teams that represented the prosecution, the state. Parents would be there. You had and they had to actually, try to explain what happened and why they did what they did. Because some students were caught stealing or did something at home, something to help them so that they don't be a repeat offender,
Right.
so to speak. And so, as a result of that, the teens they had the jury pull. The teens would deliberate on what their recommendation was after hearing both sides.
That's not a mock. Well, it is like a mock
It
trial.
is like
yeah.
a mock trial, yes. Because my son was participating in that program for 3 years, and then each of the roles.
Right. And
Yeah.
that's what we do. Are you Jennifer?
Yes.
Hey. Okay. And I cannot pronounce your last name.
Pfanzelt, the P is silent.
Pfanzelt. Okay, this is Jennifer. She is going to be helping me this year with the competition. So yeah, it does sound like it has a lot of similarities, except this is not a real life situation.
Okay.
These are made up problems,
Okay.
and we usually try to do something that would be interesting to the students, sort of teach them a little bit of the law, some morality issues, things of that nature. How many here are thinking they might be interested in doing it?
In May,
Yes, May.
I'll actually consider it.
Okay, and for those who are not, I'm not putting you on the spot, tell me why that you're hesitant.
For me right now, it's just the trip back.
Yeah, it's the location? Right, okay. Okay. Is that with you as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is on a Saturday.
Right, it's on the calendar.
And I wouldn't have what I need about that time because I wouldn't.
Oh, you wouldn't have your.
No, I will have it, but I'm not, I'm not prepared.
In what sense?
I mean, I'm prepared for what I'm saying is I don't have everything I need yet because I'm still in the beginning
Right.
of my journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Well, I mean, there's always, carpooling, to go up there, and, if you wanted to get up there the night before, we would, give you the hotel block, and you get the code, the rate that we're giving the students. And I don't know if that would be of any help to anybody.
Yeah. Tremendous.
To do that, yeah, I can get that information out. But how long would it take to get from Athens? About an hour and a half at the most?
Yes, I'm actually in Ellenwood.
Okay. So you have to get to.
75, 85 all the way.
Yeah.
to
About an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, on a
About
Saturday,
70
you wouldn't
miles.
have nearly the traffic
Right.
that you do.
You would think
other
except
ones.
going through Gwinnett is horrible Saturdays.
Well, you can go
But
up
from
285
our
and
area,
then
you
go up,
you could even go out
whatever
20
that is.
to get to Athens.
Yeah.
20 towards Houston.
Oh, okay.
Or come
It's
up
not
the
quite
night
as
before.
bad. I mean, it's still.
It would be a come up the night before
Yeah.
for me, because I'm not too bad on Saturday.
Yeah,
It's
so.
too stressful.
if it-
I don't
Well,
wanna
we
be
also,
stressed.
we have Friday and Saturday competitions, so if you wanted to try maybe to do, come up, drive up in the morning and do Friday afternoon and Saturday morning, think of something like that. So, we've had the national competition twice, 2 other times here in Georgia, and both of them have been downtown. We have to be sensitive to, the other lawyers in the state who don't like everything being focused in on Atlanta. They want to highlight their area where they live, and Athens was, the choice that was made this year as far as a hosting site, so.
Where do the other corridors come from? You said there were 193?
Oh, no, we had
Meeting
103 schools competing,
Oh,
in the
okay.
high school mock trials, program statewide. And then from, we had that many high schools, then we had, regional competitions, and then we had district competitions, and now the state. So it whittled down, and, next year, I'm sure Jennifer will be more on top of it than I was. We'll get out here beforehand, so that way, we can have, give you all the information as far as the regions go. And let me see, the regions last year, to let you all know, was Atlanta, Athens, Cartersville, Douglasville, Lawrenceville, Savannah, and Valdosta. So if those areas are closer to you or where you may be, you could, volunteer to do do court reporting there. And then we have districts, which are a little bit, larger, and then the state competition, which up until this year was always at, the Gwinnett Justice and Administration Center in Gwinnett County. Because they let us have the whole entire courthouse, and we had enough rooms and enough facilities. But this year, in anticipation of nationals, we're doing state at the Classic Center in Athens.
So other than Brown College, where do you go to
That's
get?
it, you're it.
Guys, you all need to sign up for this. It is
Mickey.
a great learning experience, no transcript, no readback. You
And
just
maybe
show
there
up
could be some
and
love from
observe.
Brown here, right? Get some love from Brown, like, don't you have credits you have to do,
You
like?
know that the lid you're trying to pass? You got it if you go to this one class.
Oh, yeah, we can bribe you with.
Yeah, I mean, you need some
What
love
happened
on
to
your
the
end,
DeKalb?
right? If you're
What
gonna
happened?
drive to
Let's back
Athens-
up to the DeKalb High School mock trial that I just completed.
Yeah. Did you do DeKalb this
I
year?
did.
How'd you like it?
It was different. It was
think
very
that's why she doesn't wanna
different.
go
So
to the
wide,
next
it was an eye-opener.
What did you learn? What was different? See, this is how
Well,
I learned too.
I'm still at my 160s.
Okay.
Speed building. So I'm still trying to get that literary test for that 160. I wasn't up to par, I wasn't ready for them to be speaking so fast, so I wasn't able to keep up.
And did that bother you?
And it was going back and forth. Well, it was a little overwhelming, but.
I sit there and go, I'm looking good, and.
But
I'm
now
looking
knowing
good.
that you all didn't, there wasn't a requisition for a transcription or anything, or any readback, I was very comfortable. I'm like, okay, let me regroup, let me jump back in. So, I was able to do that, and I felt comfortable. I wasn't so, nervous when I went in. It was okay.
Yeah.
So, it was definitely an
yeah.
experience.
A lot of the participants in the years prior have brought their own tape recorder in case they, and I was just like, oh, okay. So.
The night students will be seeing this video, and you can probably get a number from there.
Well, what I would ask you all to do, if you are interested, is let Ms. Wilson know, Julie Wilson, that's her last name, right?
Morris.
I'm sorry, Julie Morris know, and she will communicate with me, and we'll get you started. Does anybody think they want us to do the state competition next weekend, next Saturday?
Not this
The
weekend.
16th?
Not this weekend, next following weekend.
Yeah.
It's an active.
Yeah.
Oh, so one in May.
Is the national competition where the kids from all across the country, South Korea, and Guam, and the Mariana Islands will be there.
You will be amazed at the way these kids are. It's just, I'm like, I'll hire you if I ever need to be represented. They were very well rehearsed.
It's very difficult to get publicity for mock trial. At one stage, I was an attorney coach for the Redan High School mock trial, and we won state. In the 90s, we were really powerful at Redan. And we could not get any press coverage whatsoever. There was a drive-by shooting, not at the high school, but off Redan Road, and the reporters were, on scene, reporting on the story, and in the background, you saw on the school's marquee, congratulations, Redan mock trial state champion. That's how we got our publicity, is because the news was reporting on a drive-by that had nothing to do with Redan. So, yeah, I was at Redan for about 7 or 8 years, and, it's just always hard to get people to really see how wonderful these students are. You always hear the horror stories about teenagers and gangs and this, that, and the other, and you see these students, and you're just like, oh my gosh, And I'm sure your son also, if he would have been exposed to one of these programs, would have loved it as well.
Yes, he would have, because he loved mock trial. He participated all 3 years and became an attorney in training.
Now, I know the parents are involved and they can sit in. Is it open for the public to sit in and watch?
Yes, the public can sit in and watch. If you are affiliated with another school, you cannot.
Okay.
Because they don't want spies.
Right.
Out there. Like California usually has a good team. And Jennifer, who else has a good team? New York usually has a good team.
I don't know. It's been a while since I was saying hopefully Texas. That's where I'm from originally. And I did mock trial in high school, college, and law school. So I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Well, so you'll have people who go, okay, we need to go see how they're doing. Like, there's a particular issue in the problem. How are they addressing it? So that's why we have to say one of the presiding judge before they start. One of the questions they have to ask is everybody here affiliated with one of the schools? And if you're not, you have to stand and identify yourself. And you're just like, I'm just an observer. I'm not affiliated with any school in the competition. And then
One of the classes who is not in here today are the high-speed students. They probably have several who would be very interested in this. So Julie can put you in touch with them.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that 2 of the classes were testing today, so. But did you show them the video?
Yeah, we'll make sure they know about it.
Okay. All right, well, listen, thank you all very much. If there's anything else I can do, just let me know.